Did you hear what Kelsey Mitchell just said about Caitlin Clark? It's got everyone talking. Mitchell dropped some major hints about her future with the Fever, and it's making waves. But here's the real kicker. There's a Rookie of the Year voter who's gone MIA. What's going on behind the scenes? Guys, Kelsey Mitchell just dropped a bombshell about Caitlin Clark, and it's got everyone talking. In a video that's blowing up online, Mitchell celebrated Clark's Rookie of the Year win. But check this out. She said, "I'm always going to be in your corner." That's huge. Here's why it matters. Mitchell's a free agent right now. Is she hinting at staying with the Fever? Or is there more to the story? You know how things can get crazy in the WNBA, but that's just the beginning. We've got a missing Rookie of the Year voter and some wild behind-the-scenes drama coming up. The Fever's front office is in chaos, and it might change everything for Mitchell and Clark.
It's definitely a lot of emotions and thoughts that flow through my mind. I think that everything for me is so fresh that I don't know what I need and what I'm going to do.
You won't believe what's happening next. You know how they say change is good? The Fever might disagree right now. Their front office is playing musical chairs, and Kelsey Mitchell's future is hanging in the balance. Could the new GM's playbook push her out of Indiana? Let's break this down. The Fever just went through a major shakeup. Lynn Dunn, the GM who was all about keeping Mitchell and Clark together, she's out. And guess who's in? Kelly Crouch is back as the new GM after 7 years away. Talk about a plot twist. This isn't just some boring front office stuff. It's a game changer for Mitchell and Clark. Think about it. Dunn was all in on the Mitchell-Clark combo. But Crouch, we don't know where she stands yet. She might have a whole different plan for the team. Here's where it gets tricky for Mitchell. She's a free agent right now, and this front office shakeup couldn't have come at a worse time. Imagine you're about to sign a big contract and suddenly the person who wanted you there is gone. That's Mitchell's reality right now. But let's not forget why Mitchell is such a big deal. This season, she was on fire. We're talking 19.2 points per game with a 46.8% field goal percentage. That's not just good. That's carry the team good. Mitchell and Clark were the only Fever players to score over 700 points this season.
When the time comes and the opportunity is right for me to make those decisions, obviously I've always had a home in Indies. I think that for us, we err on the side of professionalism in a lot of different ways, and we can only control what's in our organization within our people.
They're not just teammates, they're the 1-2 punch the Fever needs. So here's the million-dollar question. Will Crouch see Mitchell's value the same way Dunn did? Or is she looking to shake things up even more? It's like the Fever are playing chess, but someone just flipped the board. Think about Clark for a second. She just won Rookie of the Year, and Mitchell was right there cheering her on. They could be the dynamic duo of the WNBA. But now, it's like the Fever are standing at a crossroads, and nobody knows which way they're going to turn. This isn't just about Mitchell and Clark, though. It's about the whole direction of the Fever. New GM means new priorities. Maybe Crouch has her eye on some other free agent, or maybe she's thinking about building the team in a completely different way. The Fever could look totally different next season. Hold up, we're not done with the drama yet. You know how Caitlin Clark's been crushing it on the court? Well, someone just tried to rain on her parade. One lone voter decided Clark wasn't worthy of Rookie of the Year, and now they're playing hide and seek with the media. What's got this voter running scared? Let's break this down. Caitlin Clark just won Rookie of the Year, but it wasn't the slam dunk everyone expected. She got 67 out of 68 votes. That's right, one voter went rogue and picked Angel Reese instead. Now the basketball world is losing its mind trying to figure out who this mystery voter is. This isn't just about a single vote. It's turned into a full-blown controversy. ESPN commentators are all over this, calling for the anonymous voter to step up and explain themselves. They're basically saying, if you're gonna go against the grain, at least have the guts to own it. But here's the thing, unanimous Rookie of the Year picks aren't exactly common. Remember Aaliyah Boss? She got all the votes last year, and people thought Clark was a shoo-in for the same treatment. I mean, come on. Clark's rookie season was off the chart. He broke records left and right, setting new highs for assists and scoring averages for a rookie. That's not just good, that's history-making stuff. So why is this one vote such a big deal? It's got people questioning the whole voting system. There's a growing push for the WNBA to make votes public. Imagine if we could see exactly who voted for who and why. That would change the game, right? Dan Patrick, the big shot sports commentator, he's not holding back. He's calling out the mystery voter, saying they're probably just looking for attention. He thinks if you're gonna make a call like that, you should be ready to back it up. This whole situation is like a pressure cooker. The longer this voter stays quiet, the more people want answers. It's not just about Clark anymore. It's about transparency in sports awards, about standing by your decisions, about what it means to go against the majority. Think about it. This voter knew they were the only one picking Reese over Clark. They had to know it would cause a stir. So why do it if you're not ready to defend your choice? It's like dropping a bomb and then running for cover. But let's not forget what this is really about. Caitlin Clark's incredible rookie season. She didn't just play well. She changed the game. She brought new fans to women's basketball, broke records, and made people sit up and take notice. One vote doesn't change that. Still, you can't help but wonder, what did this voter see that 67 others didn't? Or was it something they didn't see in Clark? The basketball world is buzzing with theory, but without the voters speaking up, it's all just speculation. And just when you thought Caitlin Clark couldn't be challenged, her own teammate steps up to the plate. But here's the kicker. Their identical scoring averages are just the tip of the iceberg. What's really going on between these two Fever stars? Let's talk about Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. These two aren't just teammates, they're statistical twins. Both averaged 19.2 points per game this season. That's not just good, that's carrying the team on your back. Good. But here's where it gets spicy. Mitchell's shooting percentage is actually higher than Clark. Check this out. Mitchell's making 46.8% of her field goals, while Clark's sitting at 41.7%. And from beyond the arc, Mitchell's sinking 40.2% of her threes, compared to Clark's 34.4%. That's not just a little better, that's a whole different level of efficiency. So what's the deal here? Are Mitchell and Clark secretly duking it out for top dog status? Or are they pushing each other to new heights? It's like watching two race cars neck and neck, but they're wearing the same team colors. Here's the thing. Coaches around the league are taking notice. They're not just seeing Clark's rookie stardom, they're seeing Mitchell's quiet dominance too. It's like Mitchell's been the Fever's secret weapon all along, and now the secret's out. But let's not forget, Mitchell's a free agent right now. That's huge. Imagine you're balling out, matching the league's hottest rookie point for point, and then suddenly, you're not sure if you'll even be on the same team next season? That's Mitchell's reality right now. Think about what this means for their on-court chemistry. These two have been lighting it up together all season. They're the only Fever players to score over 700 points. That's not just teamwork, that's a dynamic duo in action. But here's the real kicker. Together, Mitchell and Clark led the Fever to their first postseason appearance since 2016. That's not just good, that's historic. They're not just playing well, they're changing the whole trajectory of the franchise. So what happens next? Does Mitchell stay and keep this partnership going? Or does she take her talents elsewhere, leaving Clark to run the show solo? It's like we're watching a basketball soap opera unfold in real time. And let's not forget about the pressure. Clark's got all eyes on her after that Rookie of the Year win. But Mitchell, he's been quietly matching Clark step for step. That's gotta create some tension, right? Or maybe it's the fuel that keeps them both firing on all cylinders. The real question is, can two stars this bright shine on the same team? The Fever's future might just depend on the answer. If Mitchell stays, we could be looking at the next great WNBA dynasty. If she goes, it's back to the drawing board for Indiana. Alright, let's recap this wild WNBA drama. We've got Kelsey Mitchell dropping loyalty hints, the Fever's front office doing a complete 180, and that mysterious Rookie of the Year voter hiding from the spotlight. It's like a basketball soap opera. So here's the million-dollar question. What's next for Mitchell, Clark, and the Fever? Will Mitchell stick around and keep this dynamic duo going? Or is she about to shake things up and leave Clark flying solo? Imagine if Mitchell stayed. We could be looking at the next big WNBA powerhouse. But if she goes, the Fever might be back to square one. It's like the whole league is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. What do you think? Is Mitchell going to stay loyal to Clark and the Fever, or is this the end of their superstar partnership? This WNBA offseason is about to get wild.